We're back again in John DiLeo's basement with another installment of There Are No Small Parts, 100 outstanding performances with screen time of 10 minutes or less. And this time we're going to talk about somebody who's pretty scary, and she's in the movie for how long?
7 minutes.
But the movie is named after her.
We're talking about Elsa Lanchester in Bride of Frankenstein. And in the book, well, there she is. She's right there.
She made the cover.
Yeah, she made the cover, almost dead center. She's the first entry in the book. The book chronicles performances from 1935 to 2019. All of them are less than 10 minutes long. She's the first. I could have started earlier, but I wanted to start with a bang, I say. I wanted to start with a movie everyone's heard of, movie most people have seen, and even if they don't know the name Elsa Lanchester, they remember the character, they remember the lightning bolt in her hair, they remember the look. It's an iconic image, and I thought it was it's a great performance, and it's so emblematic of what the whole book is about that you could actually be in it for such a short time. And in this case, yes, she's the title role, but her impact, after people saw it is, 85 years
Yes.
later, whatever, it's so enduring, so iconic. And so she's in the movie for 7 minutes, but if you recall, has two parts. So she's only Bride of Frankenstein for the final 4 minutes of the movie. She's in the prologue of the movie as Mary Shelley, explaining how she wrote the book Frankenstein, and picking up the story where the first movie left off. And so she's completely different looking, and I'm sure a lot of the audience didn't connect because it doesn't go back to her at the end of the movie as Mary Shelley.
Right.
It just introduces it, and we never see her again.
Yes, I surely didn't connect.
Yeah, and but she's very lovely and elegant in the beginning, but she also has a kind of sort of wicked sense of humor. Like, she does seem like someone who would have written Frankenstein. There's kind of just this kind of bad girl, something going on. She's up to something, and kind of with a wink, and she's really good in that. But of course, we remember her for the Bride, and the Bride never speaks. She makes a lot of sounds, so it's kind of an interesting. She's a full-grown woman, but she's also a newborn. She is newly born, knows nothing, and so she moves like an infant. I mean, her expressions, the way her eyes dart around, the way her head darts around, she's like a bird or a little animal, and so that mix,
just out of a shell almost.
Out of the shell. And so to be this full-grown woman, but everything is new, and she packs her whole life into 4 minutes, and of course gets very attached to Dr. Frankenstein, who she feels a warm connection to, and she's horrified at the sight of Boris Karloff as the monster and wants no part of him. But I think what's fascinating, and I always think of, they're on the set 1935 or 34 filming this. They don't know it's going to be a classic. They don't know she's going to be an iconic image. And it's so bold and outrageous, the choices they make. Her look, of course, but like I said, the way her jerky movements, and you thought they must have been thinking, are we being ridiculous? Are people going to laugh at us? Because we're kind of going for it, but it's so striking, it's so outrageous that it's so eye-popping, and so there's something so real about it. Like I said, that feeling of a newborn, and this woman who doesn't understand anything that's sort of happening to her, and it's all packed into 4 minutes, and then it's over.
Yeah.
But the like I said, the inventiveness of the sound she makes, the hisses, it's all so creative.
I was rooting for them to live happily ever after at the end of the movie, but it didn't work out like that.
That's what Boris was rooting for too. He just wants a companion, and he's amazing in the film too. He just is so excited that they made her and she exists and it's going to work out, but she's so repulsed by the sight of him, and then it's sort of like it's never going to work, and that's it. But again, I'm always mesmerized by her creativity in the sounds and the movements of just creating this life out of nothing. The first one was 4 years earlier, but it's the same creative team. It's the same director, James Whale. Dr. Frankenstein is still Colin Clive, and of course Boris Karloff was back as the monster. I mean, it's different in tone. It's more of a sort of high comedy, somewhat campy, outrageous movie. The first one's much more austere, much quieter. So that they're very different. Like I said, in the tone and the style, they're both great, just in different ways.
And did she ever go on to do anything that matched that, or
Well,
other
I
famous
think it's
roles?
probably the role for which she's best remembered, but she was, I mean, she's young in this, but into her older age, she was one of the most wonderful character actresses from the 30s into the 70s. And she was married to Charles Lawton, and she actually she was nominated for an Oscar twice, but she also did a lot of short roles, under 10-minute ones. There were other options for her to be in this book, where she just have a cameo in something and be wonderful in one scene. And I love her. She's good in comedy, drama. She has that wonderful eccentric quality. She played a lot of kind of oddballs.
Right.
And so this was perfect for her because she was not afraid.
So there you have it. Thanks again, John. John's book is There Are No Small Parts, 100 Outstanding Performances with Screen Time of 10 Minutes or Less. Please reward his willingness to work with us by buying it if you haven't already. And if you like this video, check out the No Small Parts playlist on this channel for more of the same.
Thank you.